the armed forces of our great country, whose Supreme Commander is none other than the President of India, stands sentinel over the safety and security of 1.2 billion people. Tall, relentless, inspiring, and devoted to the cause of nationalism. During its long history, the Indian Army has been at the forefront of hundreds of battles, many of epic dimensions, and its officers and men have invariably come out with flying colors. The second largest in the world, the Indian Army is renowned for its glorious history of valor, gallantry, discipline, and grandeur. During the last 300 years, the Indian Army has undergone many changes, accomplished numerous feats, and taken the field in countless battles around the world. The Supreme Commander of the Army, President of India, presents the standard to a regiment amidst full military regalia in a magnificent mounted parade. Traditionally, the practice of carrying colours, standards or gittins was afforded as a rallying point for troops and marked the location of the commander. In the Indian Army, the practice continues and the Supreme Commander bestows this rare honor to units in due recognition of the dedicated and meritorious service rendered by them. As a symbol of a regiment, the standard is always guarded and paid compliments. The nation has also been forthcoming in showing its gratitude for the sweat and blood of its soldiers. A large number of memorials across the country keep the memory of the brave fallen soldier alive in the heart of every Indian. The names of people emerging from diverse socio-cultural and economic milieu together on a single venerated platform infuse a sense of national pride and patriotic fervor in the youth. In India, we have war memorials at the national level like the India Gate and the Teen Murti. Their homage is paid to martyrs on important occasions like the Republic Day. This apart, units and regiments maintain their own memorial. These are motivating factors for the serving generation of soldiers, whereas memorials provide a platform where the martyrs can be honored. A more detailed historical legacy of the gallantry of soldiers can be found in museums. Regiments have their own museums where glory of historical facts and files, tales of battles won, souvenirs and shields are preserved. when a battle is won, as per the martial tradition, weapons, the flag, and the prized possessions of the enemy is carried back and hung upside down. These serve as motivational factors for future generations. Gallantry has always commanded respect and recognition. On becoming a republic, decorations and medals were introduced to honor the deeds of gallantry and valor by members of Indian Defence Forces. From 1947 onwards, the President of India announces awards to honor those brave soldiers who have made the nation proud with their bravery and gallantry. The awards are bestowed in an investiture ceremony held at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Indian honors and awards are classified into two categories: Gallantry and Distinguished Service Awards. The highest gallantry award during war is the Param Veer Chakra, and its equivalent in peace is the Ashok Chakra. This apart, there are other awards which acknowledge various degrees of bravery and gallantry. These awards, if awarded posthumously, are received by immediate family, father, mother, or war widows, also known as Veer Naris. In order to keep their traditions alive, units and regiments regularly hold some functions and celebrations. The most significant of them is the Unit Raising Day or the Battle Honor Day. During such occasions, veterans and Veer Naris of the unit are also invited, and a number of functions are organized in which the new generation gets an opportunity to interact with the older generation. The feeling of nostalgia thus generated keep the regimental traditions and spirit alive. One of the most solemn and moving traditions is the wreath-laying ceremony. Pipers play the regimental tune, followed by laying of wreath by the commanding officer, veterans and representative of all ranks of the unit. The ceremony keeps the flame of selfless devotion to duty alive in all unit personnel and recreates the brotherhood of arms. The Sainik Sammelan, earlier known as Darbar, are held every month and also on special occasions in all the army units. The commanding and senior officers of the unit also use this platform to officially convey their thought and policies to their command.
हम शुक्रगुजार हैं हमारे बुजुर्गों के, जिनकी वजह से आज पलटन का नाम इतना ऊंचा है।
पिछले 234 साल में पलटन ने अपना हर एक फील्ड में, लड़ाई हो या पीस स्टेशन में हो या खेल में हो, कहीं भी बहुत ऊंचा किया हुआ है, बहुत रोशन किया है। जय करोड़ जय हिंद।
In maintaining the tradition of valor, army men have their own regimental war cries. The traditional war cry is practiced in each regiment to whip up motivational levels while engaging the enemy. In peacetime, the war cries are used to create a bond within the fraternity.
Good God!
The Indian Army faithfully represents the ideal of secularism. All religious institutions to which the soldiers belong are based within the unit. Members of all communities pray together while fervently celebrating each other's holy days. Religious activity also assists the soldier to combat psychological stress, especially under difficult conditions and circumstances. The Officers' Mess is yet another institution that the Army prides itself for. The mess is a home away from home of the unit officers. Replete in history, the trophies of the units are mostly in silver, invaluable in craftsmanship, housed in the Army Mess. These are running trophies for various sports and professional competitions and are taken out for presentation and then deposited back in the mess. All ceremonial social functions are hosted in the Officers' Mess. The most elegant of these is the dinner night, held in honor of an important guest or on ceremonial occasions like racing days. The dinner night has officers in mess dress called the Blue and White Patrol. The procedure includes drinks for a specified time, followed by a 4-course sit-down dinner. The dinner culminates with a toast to the President, after which the pipers play a ceremonial tune. And the bandmaster is called in to share a ceremonial drink. These occasions are usually accompanied with speeches.
Welcome two of the officers, the Rajputana rifle who are posted to us, and also to dine out our RMO who stands posted to the RR hospital. Thank you so much.
In the olden days, drummers and pipers were used in battle to rally troops. The tradition evolved into creation of army bands, especially in infantry units. The Indian Army continues to maintain this tradition with great fervor through the institution of the unit and regimental band. Mostly, the band is a mix of pipers, drums, clarinets and saxophones. And it plays marching as well as patriotic tunes befitting the occasion. During parades, bands regulate the speed of the marching step. The strains of the martial tunes have an inspiring effect on the soldiers. The high point of the regimental bands is the closing ceremony of Republic Day. every year on the 29th of January. Bands of all three services are called upon to conduct the ceremony of beating the retreat in the presence of the President of India. The spectacular beating the retreat is always performed at sundown. Martial traditions run in families for generations. The family tree denotes 6 generations of a family that has served in the British Indian Army and the Indian Army. Jamadar Sheikh Nutter, Jamadar Sheikh Mahmood, Subedar Major Sheikh Mustafa, Subedar Major and Honorable Lieutenant Sheikh Mahmood, Lieutenant General Jamil Mahmood, Major General Sultan Mahmood, Colonel Ali Adil Mahmood, Major Arif Mahmood, Subedar Major Mansoor Khan. Frontier Force illustrates a typical old army custom. His own medal on the left and his father's medal on the right chest. In this manner, the symbol of honor transcended through generations, cementing loyalty amongst Paltans, regiments, as well as society and family. Since time immemorial, animals have had a very special place in the army, be it elephants, camels, dogs, or horses. All of them have been comrades in arms during battles. The Indian Army has taken great pains to maintain the glorious tradition of the soldier's relationship with animals by maintaining contingents of mounted cavalry.
श्रीमान राष्ट्रपति अंगरक्षक एक अफसर खेल सरदार काली राष्ट्रपति अंगरक्षक सेगमेंट पेड पर हाजिर है।
The President's Bodyguard, the senior-most regiment of the Indian Army, is still maintained as a horse cavalry regiment along with one more regiment called the 61st Cavalry. The President's Bodyguard is formed of elite troops trained as para-commandos, apart from being adept riders. It forms the ceremonial guard of the President of India on all public occasions. And it also performs duties like the ceremonial change of guard, popularly known as the Saturday Retreat, which is held every Saturday at the President's house. The horses chosen for the President's bodyguards are of a chosen breed, usually grey and bay in color. Army horses carry the details and awards for feats that they accomplish. Horses are engaged in polo, flag march and other equestrian sports. This is Faryad, recorded in the Limca Book of World Records for his ability to jump high, has a departmental certificate to his credit too. The Indian Army also forms a vital part of the United Nations peacekeeping forces, and its performance in the international arena has won accolades worldwide. As the army modernizes to keep pace with challenges of modern warfare, it also takes great pains to maintain its traditions so that the cutting edge cultivated by generations of blood, sweat and sacrifice does not go in vain. The Indian Army, with its rich traditions, unique ethos and great chivalry, lives up to the epitaph at the Kohima War Cemetery. When you go home, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow, we gave our today.